My wife texted my coworker. My husband is out of town until Friday. Perfect timing for us. Tom and I decided to surprise her and went to see my wife. What happened next was absolutely brutal. Hello everyone. If you're subscribed, let's dive right into this story. This tale will absolutely infuriate you. But don't worry, justice will be served in the end. Ready? Let's begin. Don't forget to hit that like button. I absolutely love reading your amazing comments. I'm Marcus, 34 years old, and I work as a project manager for a construction company in Denver. This story involves my wife Lisa, who's 31 and works as a graphic designer, and my coworker Tom, who's 29 and works as a site supervisor on my team. Lisa and I have been married for 6 years. We met through mutual friends, dated for 3 years, and I thought we had a solid relationship. We owned a nice house in the suburbs, had good careers, and seemed to be building a life together. Like most couples, we had our ups and downs, but nothing that seemed serious enough to threaten our marriage. Tom started working with me about 2 years ago when he transferred from our company's Phoenix office. He's a good guy, hardworking, reliable, and we quickly became friends both at work and outside of it. Lisa seemed to like Tom well enough when he'd come over for barbecues or join us for dinner occasionally. He was single and didn't seem to have any romantic interests, so we'd sometimes invite him to events where we thought he might meet someone. I never suspected that Lisa had any interest in Tom beyond normal friendship. They were friendly when he was around, but nothing that seemed inappropriate or concerning. Tom was always respectful toward Lisa and never gave me any reason to worry about their interactions. That all changed last month when I was supposed to go on a business trip to inspect a project site in Phoenix. My company had a major construction project in Phoenix that was behind schedule and over budget. As the project manager overseeing multiple sites, I was supposed to fly out Monday morning and spend the week troubleshooting problems and getting things back on track. Lisa knew about this trip well in advance. We'd discussed it several times, and she seemed supportive, even suggesting it would give her time to catch up on some freelance design projects she'd been putting off. Monday morning, I was packed and ready to head to the airport when I got a call from my boss. "Marcus, I need to talk to you about the Phoenix situation. Can you come in for a meeting before your flight?" I arrived at the office around 7 a.m., expecting a quick briefing. Instead, my boss told me that the Phoenix project had been temporarily shut down due to some regulatory issues that needed to be resolved before we could continue work. "Your trip is canceled," he said. "We won't need you to go out there until next week at the earliest." I was actually relieved. The project had been stressing me out, and an unexpected week at home sounded good. I called Lisa to let her know I wouldn't be traveling after all. "Oh," she said, and I could hear disappointment in her voice. "Are you sure? Maybe you could still go and help resolve whatever issues they're having?" "No, there's nothing for me to do there until the regulatory problems are sorted out. I'll be home tonight as usual." "Okay, well, I guess I'll see you then." Something about her response seemed off, but I didn't think much of it at the time. Maybe she was just disappointed about losing her quiet week to work on projects. I spent the day at the office catching up on other work and planning for the following week. Around 3 p.m., Tom stopped by my office. "Hey, I thought you were supposed to be in Phoenix this week. Trip got canceled this morning. Regulatory issues shut down the site." "Ah, that sucks. Well, at least you get to stay home with Lisa." "Yeah, she seemed disappointed about it though. I think she was looking forward to having some alone time." Tom gave me a strange look. "Disappointed? Yeah, why?" "Nothing, just, never mind." Tom seemed like he wanted to say something else, but then he just shrugged and left my office. I thought it was odd, but I had work to focus on. Around 5 p.m., I was finishing up some paperwork when Tom appeared at my office door again. This time, he looked uncomfortable and was holding his phone. "Marcus, I need to show you something, and I want you to know this is really difficult for me." "What's going on?" Tom sat down across from my desk and placed his phone on the surface between us. "I got a text from Lisa about an hour ago." He turned his phone so I could see the screen. The message was from Lisa's number. "Hey Tom, Marcus is in Phoenix until Friday. Perfect timing for us to finally have some alone time. Come over around 8 tonight. I've been thinking about you." I stared at the message, reading it several times to make sure I was seeing it correctly. "What the hell is this?" I asked. "That's what I was hoping you could tell me," Tom said. Lisa and I have never had anything going on. This came completely out of nowhere." I picked up Tom's phone and read the message again. It was definitely from Lisa's number, and the tone was unmistakably romantic and sexual. "Tom, I swear to you I had no idea Lisa was… has she ever…" "Never," Tom said quickly. "She's always been friendly when I'm at your house, but nothing inappropriate. No flirting, no suggestive comments, nothing. This is the first time she's ever contacted me directly." I felt like the floor had dropped out from under me. My wife was propositioning my coworker, using my supposed business trip as an opportunity to cheat. "There has to be some explanation," I said, even though I couldn't think of one. "Maybe," Tom said. "But Marcus, there's something else. This isn't the first text." He scrolled up in their conversation, and I saw several more messages from Lisa over the past few days. I can't stop thinking about our conversation at the barbecue last weekend. Marcus is so focused on work lately. It's nice to have someone who really listens. I keep wondering what would happen if we had some time alone together. You're probably wondering why I'm telling you this, Tom continued. But you're my friend, and this felt wrong. I couldn't go along with whatever Lisa is planning without you knowing about it. I was stunned. Lisa had been planning this for days, maybe longer. She'd been setting up an affair with my coworker while I was completely oblivious. What do you want to do? Tom asked. I thought for a moment. Part of me wanted to rush home and confront Lisa immediately, but another part of me was curious to see how far she would take this. What time did she want you to come over? 8 tonight. I looked at my watch. It was 5:30 p.m. Tom, I want to ask you a huge favor, and I'll understand if you don't want to get involved. What kind of favor? I want you to respond to her text. Tell her you'll be there at 8, and then I want us to go together. Tom's eyes widened. You want to catch her in the act? I want to see exactly what she's planning. If I just confront her now, she'll deny everything or come up with some explanation. But if we show up together when she's expecting you alone, that's going to be brutal, man. It needs to be. If my wife is planning to cheat on me, I need to know the full extent of what she's doing. Tom hesitated. Are you sure about this? Once we do this, there's no going back. I'm sure. Will you help me? Tom nodded. Yeah, I'll help you. What do you want me to text her? I thought for a moment. Tell her you'll be there at 8 and that you're looking forward to it. Tom typed out the message. I'll be there at 8. Looking forward to seeing you. Lisa's response came back within minutes. Me too. I've been thinking about this for so long. See you tonight? Seeing my wife send a kiss emoji to another man felt like a punch to the gut. We spent the next 2 hours planning our approach. I suggested we park down the street and walk to the house together at exactly 8 p.m. I wanted to see Lisa's reaction when she opened the door expecting Tom alone and found both of us there. At 7:45 p.m., we parked 3 houses down from mine and walked to the front door. I could see lights on in the living room and what looked like candles flickering. She really went all out, Tom said quietly. I rang the doorbell. We could hear footsteps approaching, and then the door opened. Lisa was wearing a black dress I'd never seen before, along with heels and makeup that was clearly done for a special occasion. Her smile turned to confusion, then horror, as she processed what she was seeing. Marcus, she said, her voice barely a whisper. You're supposed to be in Phoenix. The trip was canceled this morning, I said calmly. I called to tell you, remember? Lisa's eyes darted between Tom and me, and I could see her trying to process the situation. Tom, what are you doing here? She asked, as if she had no idea why he would be at our house. Tom held up his phone. You invited me, remember? 8 o'clock tonight? Perfect timing because Marcus was supposed to be out of town. Lisa's face went completely white. I don't know what you're talking about. Really? I said. Tom, show her the messages. Tom held out his phone, displaying the entire conversation thread. Lisa looked at the screen, and I watched as any possibility of denial crumbled. I can explain, she said weakly. I'm listening, I replied. Can we not do this in the doorway? The neighbors might see. I pushed past her into our house. The house we'd bought together. The house where she'd been planning to cheat on me with my coworker. The living room was set up like a romantic date. Candles, wine, soft music playing in the background. Explain this, I said, gesturing around the room. Lisa started crying. Marcus, I'm so sorry. I don't know what came over me. I've been feeling so lonely lately, and Tom is such a good listener, and you just what? Decided to invite my coworker over to have sex with him while I was out of town? It wasn't supposed to happen like this. How was it supposed to happen, Lisa? She couldn't answer that. Tom, who had been standing quietly by the door, finally spoke up. Lisa, I need you to know that Marcus and I are friends. I would never have gone along with this. I came here tonight to expose what you were planning, not to participate in it. Lisa looked at Tom with a mixture of confusion and betrayal. But you said you'd be here at 8. You said you were looking forward to it. I was looking forward to showing Marcus who he's really married to. Over the next hour, the full extent of Lisa's deception came out. The text messages Tom had shown me were just the beginning. Lisa admitted that she'd been fantasizing about him for months, and that she'd been looking for an opportunity to act on those feelings. When did this start? I asked. I don't know exactly. Maybe 6 months ago. You were working so much, and when Tom would come over, he was so attentive and interested in what I was doing. So you decided to try to seduce him? I didn't plan it. You've been planning this for days, Lisa. These messages prove it. Tom showed us more of their conversation thread, including messages where Lisa had been testing the waters, making increasingly suggestive comments to see how Tom would respond. I was trying to be polite, Tom explained. I thought she was just being friendly, maybe a little lonely. I had no idea she was building up to this. When did you realize what was happening? I asked Tom. Honestly, today's message was the first one that was completely unambiguous. The earlier ones could have been interpreted different ways, but perfect timing for us to have some alone time made her intentions pretty clear. Lisa tried to minimize what she'd been planning. Nothing would have happened. I just wanted to talk to someone who understands me. With candles and wine and a dress I've never seen before, I said. I was just trying to feel attractive again. By attracting my coworker while I was supposed to be out of town. The lies kept unraveling.
Lisa admitted that she'd been disappointed when my trip was canceled because she'd been looking forward to having the house to herself with Tom. She'd hoped that if they spent time alone together, something romantic would develop between them. Tom left after about an hour, but not before making it clear to Lisa that he had never been interested in her romantically, and that he was disgusted by her attempt to involve him in cheating on me. "Marcus is a good man and a good friend," he told her. "What you were planning to do to him is unforgivable." After Tom left, Lisa and I had the most difficult conversation of our marriage. She alternated between apologies, justifications, and anger that I had set her up by involving Tom in exposing her plan. "You tricked me," she said. "You tricked yourself, Lisa. I just made sure I knew the truth about what you were planning. Nothing happened. We didn't actually do anything. Only because Tom is a better person than you gave him credit for. If he had been the kind of man who would go along with your plan, you would have cheated on me tonight. But he wasn't, so it doesn't matter. It matters because it shows me who you really are. You're someone who would plan an affair with my coworker and use my business travel as an opportunity to betray me." Lisa tried to argue that her feelings for Tom were proof that our marriage had problems that needed to be addressed. She suggested couples therapy and promised that nothing like this would ever happen again, but I had lost all trust in her. It wasn't just the attempt to cheat, it was the calculated planning, the lies, the manipulation of my friendship with Tom, and her complete lack of remorse about what she'd tried to do. I moved out of the house that weekend and filed for divorce the following Monday. The text messages Tom had received became crucial evidence in the divorce proceedings, proving Lisa's intent to commit adultery. Lisa tried to fight the divorce initially, claiming that since no physical affair had occurred, she deserved another chance. But the evidence of her planning and her lack of genuine remorse made it clear that our marriage was over. Tom testified in the divorce proceedings about Lisa's messages and her attempt to involve him in an affair. His testimony was crucial in establishing the pattern of Lisa's deception and manipulation. The divorce was finalized 4 months later. Lisa had to sell the house and split the proceeds with me, but I was able to keep most of our other assets due to her proven intent to commit adultery. Tom and I remained friends throughout the process. In fact, our friendship became stronger because of how he handled the situation. He could have easily gone along with Lisa's plan or simply ignored her messages, but instead he chose to protect our friendship and show me the truth about my wife. "I couldn't live with myself if I had let you be betrayed like that," he told me. "You trusted me, and Lisa was asking me to violate that trust. It wasn't even a difficult choice." Lisa moved back to her hometown in Oregon and, as far as I know, is still struggling with the consequences of her choices. She lost her marriage, her home, and many of her friends who learned about what she had tried to do. Have you ever had someone show you a truth you didn't want to see but needed to know? Share your story in the comments. Sometimes the most painful revelations are also the most necessary. And don't forget to subscribe for more real-life stories about trust, betrayal, and the importance of surrounding yourself with people of integrity.